Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of round 4 of the Apex Racing League GT3 trophy. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick and alongside me is David Sampson, and we'll be covering 75 minutes of racing at Spa at night, just a day before the 24 hours iRacing special event. It's so far been a very close season, many different winners already taking the top spot in our various races so far this season, and we look forward to a race which these drivers should be very well prepared for. David, not a long time since we last visited this circuit last week in ARL Endurance.
Yep.
And that was a really good round of ARL Endurance. Will be very different tonight, admittedly. How do you reckon the night is going to play a difference? Do you think it will play a difference, or do you think this will pretty much just be standard 75-minute race at Spa, which they'll be used to?
I think Spa's somewhere where people have a massive amount of experience. I'd say this is almost, love it or hate, even if you prefer Daytona Endurance, Spa is where people have the most laps, I just feel. I've never minded the light here, but the dark here, but, many years of driving now, it's going to catch people out for sure. Little mistakes here and there when you try to make an overtaking maneuver and you just time things wrong, because we're so used to just racing on the racing line. So, yeah, I think it's going to bring out the best in people. I think this is going to be very competitive qualifying.
It should be a very competitive qualifying, you're absolutely right. Let's have a look at the calendar for this championship, and of course we're now into the third of the season, I guess. Spa is round 4, then we head to Nürburgring, Imola, Hockenheim, Road America, and then of course those to be decided rounds still haven't been confirmed what the schedules are for next season, so we still wait to see what that will be. And of course the format, like I was saying before, we have got the 75-minute race. I was looking for a moment, David, that we may have to do a rogue qualifying setup with the delay to the start of the practice today, but fortunately we get the full 32 minutes as well, but I was fully prepared to do a 10-minute quali if needs be.
Yeah, for sure. Needs must. You could have done lone quali as an emergency, but yeah, this is better for broadcasting.
It is, yes, and we will be going to that in a few minutes' time. The AM drivers actually will be getting onto circuit for that qualifying in about a minute's time. But let's have a look at the championship standings. That's Anders Meyer, who has really established himself as the man to beat so far this season, but Chris Van den Esse did have fantastic pace last time out at Daytona and managed to win race 1 on that occasion and was the highest placed driver across the meeting as well. So he was particularly strong on that day. Then we've got Lobet Delgado, Schilling, Ubithu, Ustund, who of course was very strong at Portimao 1 at Portimao. He's one of our many race winners so far this season. So
there's been a few.
Yeah, there's plenty of drivers in play. And in the Pro-Am Championship, Sergio Abayo is at the top of the standings, and David, he looked very good in the practice session. So I think he might well be scoring big points tonight. Yeah,
I mean, many people were almost calling Agard for the winner on corner 1 of track 1, but it's not been that easy. So yeah, it's a good mix of field. It's been a competitive bunch. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Agard has been the highest scoring driver from the last 2 rounds, but had an awful round 1. And so Abayo still with that lead. In the Amateur Championship, we got Lars Freisek, who is leading the way. No spectacular results from Freisek. So far, this Amateur Championship has been our most competitive, because you got Freisek, who did very well in round 1, but didn't do a whole lot in round 2 or round 3. But everyone else has just been very inconsistent. What I would say is watch out for Artem Udod, currently 3rd place in the Amateur Championship, but up in the top 10 in the overall standings in tonight's practice. So here's Mercedes seemingly adapting to this Spa circuit very, very impressively as it stands at the moment. And of course, in the Teams Championship, we've got Racing Lab Esports winning by just 5 points. It's very close at the moment.
Yes, indeed. I'm rooting for Aaron, obviously, Samsung Sport, and he's actually he's actually beta testing my endurance set. That's it. He's out there now on it. iRacing's been down. I've been busy. Good luck to him. Sure. So I hope he does well.
Well, if he does do well, it puts a bit of pressure on you tomorrow. But if he does badly, then it demonstrates that you can't make setups, I guess. So
that both correct.
Win-win or a lose-lose.
Correct.
Yes, for yourself. Yeah, let's just a reminder as well, of course we announced this in the Apex Racing League Discord a couple of days ago, but Racing Unleashed GT3 series is starting very soon. Now this is a pretty immense championship. It's Sunday nights in the GT3 cars, which is very standard, but there is 3,500 euros of prize money available. And that's not 3,500 euros worth of prize money, that is just cash that drivers can win for both the Pro and the AM categories as well. So even if you're a little bit lower iRacing, and win the AM category across the 10 rounds, then you could be 800 euros richer come the end of the season. So it's going to be a really cool championship. Will be broadcast from the studio. Matthew Duffin will be commentating on that one. And yeah, should be really, really great stuff. And it's a free entry as well. So do check out apexracingleague.com in order to get your name down for it. Fairly rare, David, that you get a free entry and you can come away with 800 odd quid.
Yeah. This Race Unleashed things out. They seem like exciting events. Obviously, the coverage is, or the broadcasting's always good. Yeah, I didn't know much about them, but the last couple of weeks it's been feels like it's been non-stop. So yeah, good luck to the competitors. It looks tough out there though.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers have already signed up. I think we've got like 70 sign-ups already so far. So yeah, do get your name down for it. Entries are still open for that. And also, a reminder as well of the VRS Summer Sale, which is currently going on. And that means big discounts on a number of products for VRS. And of course, that includes their wheelbases and their wheel rims as well, up to 30% off. And you can also get bundles as well, so you can buy the wheelbase and the wheel rim together and get about 10% off your order as well. So do check that out. You can go to apexracingsim.com in order to do that. Yeah, get a good discount on some of the best equipment you can purchase in sim racing. You of course know some of this equipment very well, David, and yes, it's pretty cool that this discount is going on.
Yep, summer sale, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Great price. Great price.
Yeah, should be very, very good. Well, let's have a look at our track guide quickly for Spa, and it is quite a long one. We are using the normal start-finish line. We're not using the weird
endurance
start. We're using GP pits because if someone gets damaged, I don't want them to have
an
their
hour
race
pit
totally ruined.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, means if anyone's drivers are any listen, GP's pit lane is 80 kph, whereas the endurance is 60. I don't know why, but it's a 20 kph pit lane pit speed difference, which on a sprint race catches me out every time. So yeah, you have to be careful with that. But no, great track in the night. I think it looks great. It isn't very well lit, but like I said, it's a track everyone knows very well. Obviously, I think we're going to have a lot of prepared drivers out there with the 24. Yeah, I think this track has a great flow.
It really does. I mean, it is the most popular circuit in the world. It's at least in sim racing. And maybe that's quite a Eurocentric thing for me to say as well. And feel free for someone to disagree with me on that. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best circuit. It's not my favourite, but it is very well respected and very well enjoyed by pretty much everyone who likes motor racing. No risk of rain as well tonight. Once again, 0% chance of rain. It's in the summer. Look outside, people. Is it raining? Probably not. And that's reflected by the in-sim weather for this session. So again, we might get weather later on in the season, but for now it's nice and dry.
What's your favourite corner and least hated corner on this track?
Is a corner that I dislike on this track? I guess no name's a bit
Same.
meh.
Yeah. It's very meh.
I think if you could drive it up to the wall, I'd be more up for it. But it's the track limits, and it's just a bit of a pain to get through it.
I think IRL it's grass now, so that'd be a change on the rescan.
Yeah. Favorite corner, I really like Lafania actually. I just find the curbs at Lafania it's so sort of inviting. It's so intuitive to find the racing line, sort of a late apex on each one of them, using the track limits nicely. But honestly, there are so many good corners, and we will be able to explore all of them in just a few minutes time, because we will go to a quick interview or quick advert, sorry, and then we will go trackside for qualifying for this round 4 of the championship.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Spa. We are in the very early stages of qualifying. At the moment, the amateur drivers out on circuits and completing the fairly few laps. There you go, there is a race circuit down there. And yeah, the drivers trying to navigate their way through it. I guess around this circuit, well, we didn't really see it. We saw a little bit of Daytona, didn't we? The drivers trying to get a bit of a draft. This is another circuit where the draft can be worth something, but
Yep.
not a whole lot. And with the limited attempts as well you get on this circuit, because it's so long, you got to make sure that you yeah, don't mess anything up.
Plus, yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of single laps going on. I mean, you can do a second lap, but your first lap needs to be a very calm push lap. The tyres just aren't there for the second push lap at this track. Well, at least on the wing and car I was driving. But yeah, very busy Spa week. Obviously, your officials, the ARL, then the ARL Endurance was Spa as well.
Yep.
And then we've got the 24, well, tomorrow.
Yeah, actually, round one of Racing Unleashed was going to be Spa as well next week, but I thought we'll give people a week off from Spa. Use it later on in the season, because it is easy to get fatigued about a circuit. UDOD currently on pole position. UDOD was absolutely lightning in qualifying, or in practice, sorry. Way clear of the rest of the AMs. So the fact that he's only half a tenth clear, I think he might have more potential than that. He's currently on an out lap, and we'll be able to start a proper lap phase soon, and that will be his last attempt. We've got a few new drivers as well for this race. Tom Weston is one of them. Good to see him out on track. And yeah, he is trying to post his first lap time of the season right now.
Yeah. Aaron really close behind, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that set can do. He's literally performing data analysis out there for me at the moment.
Why did you pick the Corvette? What was the logic there?
The Ferrari bop, really. We were all prepared in the Ferrari, but the second bop hurt the Ferrari. It's not too bad, but the Vet's so similar to the Ferrari, and all of our drivers were happy. It's good in the rain as well. The other choices really are the BMW. The Merc's terrible in the rain, so the BMW, which none of us really fancied driving. Yeah. I think I wouldn't drive the Ford if I was sponsored by Ford, to be honest. So yeah.
When you sign that Fordzilla contract.
Oh, right.
I'll see that.
Let's see.
Weston moves up to P8. By the way, welcome to everyone in chat. Some very nice comments. Very pleased to be able to bring you this, because an hour ago we were not sure.
Yes.
But it wasn't looking good. But in the nick of time, iRacing came back up. Favorite, Alan Lee saying favorite corner pit entry is a fair choice.
Actually, the most difficult corner at Spa is the endurance layout pit. That mid corner tight
so
thing.
tricky, because you convince yourself that you have to take it flat when you really don't.
No.
Just take it easy.
Yeah. 100%. Even pit entry, you can clip that inside wall.
Yeah. And then the car just flips.
Car just goes mental, yeah. Yeah, the Merc's very quick in a straight line. We're definitely going to see that during the race. Be able to utilise fuel saving if you want to. The Merc's massively here.
Bad news for Aaron Broderick is that he won't be able to start this next lap. You can see he's currently on an out lap and he's just about to cross the line. But we've already gone past the 10 minutes, so he can't complete this lap. So that is it for him. He won't be able to try to go to the top. Artem Udod, though, has an opportunity to extend his lead, and of course, It's not just about your position in class. The quicker time you get, the more pro-ams and more pros that you'll beat as well. So important for Artem to try to improve, and that is what he's currently doing. He's got set a personal best first sector.
Yep, I just realised the pace is going to be a little bit different here because obviously we've been running all week a bop. All week a bop to help the Ford, basically. Every car was bopped but the Ford, all week long.
Sure.
But then, yeah, last minute yesterday, the Ferrari had to now carry a horse in the trunk. Extra last minute decision. P2, unlucky Aaron, still a good lap time. If you're ahead of Livingston, you're doing something right. He's an impressive AM.
Yep, very good driver.
Adam Hedgecock also. Obviously, he made the nice change from the... What's that terrible car called? The BMW. No, yeah. So it looks like he's enjoying the Audi.
Oh, Weston.
Oh, that is tight at the top.
Good
Look at that.
effort there from Tom Weston. Now, Artem, he's gone a little bit deep there. But
Very deep,
it's
yeah.
not going to absolutely kill his lap. He's got 3 personal best sectors so far. Might just be able to dip into the... well, yeah, I was going to say the 0.6s, but no, he gets into the 0.5s and goes 3/10 clear, and that should clear him ahead of a fair few pro-ams as well when they get out on circuit soon. Josh Sentance, another driver who's joined the series, has raced in previous championships. I think the Porsche Cup is a very good driver, Josh, and he's moved up to 10th position right there. Marcus Broman supporting Simonson, and Jonas is currently in 13th place. And has gone back to the pits. So too going back to the pits, Adam Hedgecock, decent qualifying for him once again in the Audi. Didn't serve him well, if I recall correctly, at Daytona. I feel like he got caught up in something. But
right,
maybe it works better for him today.
Yeah, hopefully. I think that lap time is going to help him in the AMs, that 3/10, because it was 7,800 in the top 4. Till he just put that, was it UDOT put that lap in?
Yeah.
That's going to give him... I think 7 positions on qualifying over his nearest competitor. It's going to be huge for him.
I think that's a good estimate. I think he could... I mean, in practice, like I said, he was up in the top 10, so I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up around that level once again. Of course, was very strong back at Daytona as well, was UDOT, so very much trying to carry that momentum into another one of these power circuits. Alexander Mikkelsen, clearly an athlete, running hopefully in a competition there, not just for a bus. And that is...
I mean, he could have just pulled that pose.
Or just, but yeah, maybe just stands
wandered
like
outside, take this photo of me and let his arm forward and one back and bosh.
Yeah.
Runner.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we think of him now as this athletic specimen, but actually maybe he's a couch potato. Mola moving past. This is fast laps at the moment for these guys. I mean, they've done their out laps already, so they're trying to... These laps do matter. And interesting as well that they're all much closer as well than we saw in the AMs. Now, to be fair, we did tune into the AMs like late on in the session, so it makes sense that they're a bit more spread out, but these guys clearly wanting to stay sort of in tandem. Nikolai Agard, who is currently 2nd place in the Amateur Championship and has been, or the Pro Am Championship, sorry, and has been doing very well, of course, Am Champion last season. Trying to keep up his momentum, going for 3 wins in a row, and he's going to be the first man to put in a time as well out of this class.
I'm just trying to think of the lap times they're going to be getting to. What's the temp? 20... Is it, I assumed, quite cold, like between 18 and 20 C?
23.
Oh, okay. So I think from the... I mean, what kind of pros we got in here? Yeah, I think we can see 16-7. 16-7, maybe less because there's no bop, but I don't think we'll be seeing below the 17-2s from the Pro-Ams. Well, I see.
So Agard goes with a 19.6. That's about the same as what UDOT did.
17-6, but yeah.
Sorry, yep. There goes a bio.
17-3.
Once again, delivering very well. Looks very quick in practice. And once again, he's looking quick here. Hutchinson posting a decent time. Eaton going fast and fairly as well. So some strong times straight away from these pro-ams.
Yes, indeed. Artem UDOT P4. So, yeah, Mark, Hutchinson, Nicholas Agard and Matteo just behind, but it's tight. 2/10 separating the fastest Pro-Am and the fastest Am time at the moment. Lots of Fords, but I mean, I can't help think they're going to struggle today. But let's see. There are lots of fast names in them, and this is a driver's track after all. Like the biggest delta here at Spa is always the driver. We're going to see the pros absolutely flying later in the race. And obviously being a 75-minute race, I know I always bring it up, but we will see a massive amount of fuel saving at Spa.
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of corners, there's a long lap. Obviously you've shortened pit road, which helps, but still, we're going to see a massive fuel saving here.
No fuel limit for the drivers, so they should be able to go probably 55 minutes on a tank of fuel, and then take 20 minutes of fuel after that. And of course, well, maybe 4 tyres? 4 tyres? 2 tyres? 2 tyres, right?
Well, in the
How long
officials,
does 20 minutes of fuel take to put in?
I don't know. I never work off time. I work off litres. So I know when I go to race, I know how many litres I've got to put in, and that tells me how many tyres I'm going to do. I know 1, 2, and 4. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I've never known time. I don't know 20 minutes. Sure. It's cold though, so you can, if you can get away with it, get lefts. But if not, you'll be fine. I don't think you'll need 4 in it's cold conditions. Obviously, it's a long stint though, doing the 75. Look at the car. The cars can do about 60 minutes, I think, with fuel saving.
I think on a high fuel consumption circuit like this, I think they'll only get to 55. But you might be right. Maybe with enough fuel saving, maybe they'll do it.
Yeah, potential here for fuel saving is massive. Especially if you get yourself in a nice little train, which we're definitely going to see.
So Vist with a decent lap. He hasn't set a time so far. His first 2 sectors were underwhelming, but his second 2 sectors have been better. And he'll go up into 8th position within 1 second of Sergio Abayo, who's still at the top of these times. As he goes through Lafania, and then Campus and Stavolo. Is the second, right?
Yeah, I won't tell him you're looking at a track map with names on it.
I know most of the names of these. I know Stavlo, I didn't know Campus. This is Paul Frere, which is a straight, really. It's called Curb Paul Frere. And of course, we all know this one. Longchamp.
Yeah. I remember when this was a difficult corner back in the day. Well, GTEs back in the day. Low wing. I just think the meta's moved away from low wing over the years more and more.
I feel like it used to be very slippery as well on the outside curb.
Yep.
Maybe it's a little bit of that still, but yeah, it used to be if you went like, yeah, a meter wider than you usually do, you're spinning into the inside wall. Not really something you see a whole lot now.
Yeah, things have definitely changed over the years. You definitely see it. Very dark. What time is it on track? We've got no chance of getting
1
to light.
o'clock in the morning.
Wow. So definitely no sunlight for them. Yeah, let's just hope everyone gets through Radion okay. The problem is if anyone has an accident, it is really tricky to avoid. And the problem is on lap 1, you always see an accident on the straight. You know,
Sure, yeah.
After Radion, people are shuffling about a little bit, and there's always one that touches someone else, and then yeah, it's ping pong because there's just walls.
Well, if anyone's seen the Apex Racing TV June highlights, there was literally that thing happened in the Radical Esports official series, which I think might be going on right now, actually, on the channel. And yeah, wiped out about 6 of the 20 drivers that were in that race. Carbonari moves up to 3rd position. They're getting close to Abayo. Abayo was 3/10 clear at one point in this qualifying session, but they are getting closer. And Agard moves up to 3rd, which, I mean, for anyone else would be a great result, but for Nikolai Agard, guy with very high standards, he'll be pleased that he's in the mix, but maybe a slight surprise compared to the rest of his results. He's not the fastest man, and he has gone back to the pit. So opportunity for Abayo to stretch his lead. Opportunity for De Molenaar, Hutchinson, Plescher, and Mikkelsen all to improve as well.
Yeah, that lap time for Roman is really good. I mean, what's his past results been like? But yeah, he's looking very strong there, ahead of Agard. UDOT holding on to P7. Obviously, I feel like the pros are going to really filter out, push this down. But at the moment, he's got a 3-place difference to Tom Weston in his class. So, like we said, there's massive opportunities in that situation with how you do the point structuring. Oh, that's lap over.
Rowan Eaton is currently 18th out of 19 drivers in the Pro-Ams.
There you go. I
Didn't turn up to round 1, scored nothing in round 2, and scored 14 points in round 3, which is pretty much as lower points as you can score in a round. I think he basically finished last.
And now he's sitting P2 in class.
Yep.
With a competitive... Oh, as we said, competitive. Bio just put in a 17 flat.
Very nice. 4 personal best sectors on that lap for Bio. Dennison as well moves up to 11th place. Nice work there from him.
3.8 tenths, he's just pulled out that gap. So that should, they'll probably filter some pros in between that gap. So again, that's really good opportunity for a Bio.
Yeah, I mean, I think I reckon a Bio will probably be P5 on the grid. I reckon. I don't think there will be many drivers faster than that. Eaton might well be in the top 10.
I need to remind myself of the pros. I'm getting confused between the endurance. So we've got Van der Nesse, Philip Answell, Anders Meyer, of course. And who's Anders? Is Anders' teammate here?
Eric.
Eric Rousseff, is he here?
Doesn't look like it. Feel like he may have said that he wouldn't be here last week, but I could be getting confused.
As Mickelson crosses the line, let's see.
He must have crossed the line just in time on his previous lap, and it counted for nothing. No, he did improve. I think he did improve, but it didn't move up any places. So, yeah.
Here comes the pros.
Yeah. A shame as well not to see Rasmus Ustund.
Yeah, very quick.
The Estonian won round 2 of the championship back at Portsmouth. Showed good pace as well, at least in qualifying at Watkins Glen. Wasn't around last week, not around this week either. So sure he will be a dangerous threat later on in the season if he's not necessarily in play for the championship.
What's your call for pole position? And I didn't look at practice times, did you?
Lucas Tillman, because I did look at practice times and he was fastest in practice.
Tillman, is that an Audi?
Yes.
Hmm.
But crucially, he's Belgian.
Good call. I'm going to go with a wild card. I'm going to go with, come on, Danny Neo.
Sure.
Don't think he's had
Neo could be the one.
I don't think he's had... Neo's the one. Nice, very good. Oi, oi, oi. I need a BAM to keep up with that.
75 minutes to go, guys.
Yeah, you're right. I said I didn't see practice results, but the second you said Talman, I remembered seeing his name at the top. I didn't see second or third or anything like that, but I remember seeing Talman's name now.
Tillman as well hasn't done a whole lot this season. He's currently 13th in the championship. Had a decent first 2 rounds, sort of around P15, something like that. P10 to P15. And then third round, he scored barely any points. Right at the back in one of the races and didn't score points in the other. So but he did win the GT4 sports car, the sports car championship in the GT4 Pro category recently in Apex Racing League.
So Livingston predicting a 16.6. That's what I predicted as well before the pros headed out. But we'll see. It's 23C, so that makes it a little bit more difficult, but no bop, so it balances out. So who's this Talman got the draft from? Is that... sorry, Neo's got the draft from Talman, is that?
It looks like Talman.
Yeah.
So side door already with a 16.7.
Wow.
Talman cannot beat that. Neo cannot beat that either. So side door currently in the Ferrari. We do know it's going to be a strong car around this circuit. Currently at the top, but Van der Nesse pole sitter 2 weeks ago at Daytona. He now puts himself to the top of the standings.
What a lap. I didn't see Van der Nesse's name because I probably ignored the Porsche, but yeah, great lap. Great lap indeed. Very tight at the top though, 7700ths between... oh, Neo's ahead of Talman, who would have guessed?
Well, it's not the end of qualifying yet, eh? 7 minutes to go.
Okay.
Hold your horses.
We're not competitive for anything as contest. No, not at all.
No.
We don't keep a tally on who says what and who's right. No. That would be immature.
Yeah, unprofessional.
Yes, unprofessional. Sidor, how's his season been? I don't remember him running at the front in qualifying. I remember him being fast.
The long pause indicates that I'm having to scroll very far down the standings. P16, Lucas Sidor, did very badly in round 1, didn't turn up for round 2, did badly in round 3.
Okay, so, yeah. Looking strong, though.
Hooper for Bear Pope goes to P8. That is P8 in class. P9 overall. Sergio Abayo, by the way, top of the Pro-Ams, currently P6.
I will be very, very impressed. I'm always impressed with Anders driving anyway, but I'll be very impressed if he can put this forward at the bleeding edge. Honestly, I will be.
Well, he messed up his first time lap, it seems. So this is one shot, pretty much, unless he's got fuel to go 2 laps. But so far from what we've seen, the drivers just want to do 1 lap and then tow back to the pits.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress on the tyres that second lap. It's even if you do, like even if you're green by a few hundredths in the bus stop, it's just you don't have enough left to be on the money in that second lap. You just don't get the braking performance and the grip you need off the corner. Bus stop's pretty tricky. I feel it's a very tricky corner to be on it. Listen to the Ford though all day, can you? It's very nice.
Ansel goes to P4.
Very close. 7,800, 1 through 4.
And we've got 5 different manufacturers in the top 5, which is nice to see.
Yeah, if Anders Meyer can just put this anywhere in the top 6, then we will see, I think, the first time we've ever seen 6 different cars. Top 6 cars. I mean, that's insane.
No way that we've ever seen that before, no.
That would be absolutely insane, especially if they're that close. This looks like a tidy lap from Myers as we're running on board. Very clean. It's going to use some of the curb here. Apex very gingerly, get on the throttle nice and early, open the corner up. Let the car track out almost to the gravel, as he does.
Bad sector 3, really bad sector 3 from... Oh no, sorry, it's a good sector 3. I'm talking rubbish. Not a great sector 4 though. He's just dropped a couple of tenths in sector 4, decent sector 3, good sector 2, decent sector 1. This should put him, I don't think this will put him right at the front, but I think it will put him probably in 6th place. There's quite a chasm between Patelman and Gitortas,
yeah.
and I think it will probably slot him in there just because that sector 4 wasn't so good.
Last technical piece to go. He opens it up. See Apex a little bit, but it looks like he's carried okay now. Just good traction off, straight in the car. Don't get the off track. Looking good. Let's see. 6 would give us 6 different cars in top 6. Bosh.
And he does it. He does fill that chasm. Was very much on the Tailman's side of it, and it looks like he's continuing to push on. So we'll see if those tyres do have enough life to go for another push lap. He's got time to do it. He hasn't got time to go back to the pits and do an out lap and then a flying lap, however. How does Gitortas in his Porsche? This lap is not great for him. Lost a lot of time in the first sector, albeit it looks like Bandanese is just insane in that first sector. Maybe got a draft or something. But there's some big differences in the sector that is overwhelmingly about the run through Eau Rouge and the Kemmel Straight. I think Gitortas might be able to get close to Meyer here. Not sure if he'll go up a place. And that is what happens. But down to just less than 2 tenths now separating the top 7.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. It's gonna be a great race.
Ansel starts in his final lap. He will just get to the line in time by about 3 seconds. Anyone behind him will not be able to start and complete a new lap. That includes Michael Hooper, I think, who just crossed the line. He will not have time, Hooper, to complete this lap time.
So let's see. I mean, any of them can take pole. I mean, although Van der Nesse's lap is, yeah, a 5. That's, I mean, he's flying, and he really is flying. I mean, what's his iRating? Is he even 6K? He is 5.1K. Okay.
Yeah, so Van Nesse just improving there. So that is, I don't think that lap will be beat. His first sector was so good. His first sector was 3 tenths faster than Seidor's first sector. So I think he probably got a draft or something. And Yeah, I don't think anyone's beating that.
Do right on board with Philip. He knows this is his last shot and that it's very tight. He knows he's definitely got a P2 in him. There's almost nothing in it. One good corner. Keep an eye. I don't see a personal best in the first sector.
Not seeing a whole lot of personal best from anyone, really. Anders Meyer is coming up to the line, but I think that was his second push lap on those tyres. Van Nesse obviously comes back to the pits. We knew that was it for him. Meyer does move up to 5th place. That's a really good effort there for Meyer, considering the age of those tyres. I just feel like maybe he had pole position potential there, but couldn't quite deliver on that first lap. Ansel with no personal best sectors on this lap.
Yeah.
Neo with two of them though, so Neo might be the best shot of anyone to get into the top row.
3, right? Sector 2, 3.
I don't think sector 4. I think sector 4 is from the previous lap on our screen.
Right.
Oh, Ansel wide there. He's still pushing.
So he's got the endurance light pack enabled. That's a feature of the Lambo. Nice big headlights, and he's practicing pit stop.
Yeah, maybe he did track extend at Blanchimont.
So let's see what Danny Neo can do, and Talman, and who else is running?
Tillman with three personal bests here. This could be a good lap here from Tillman, although the checker flag's out. So that was going to be a good lap.
Right. It's
a good
32
lap.
minutes, not.
Yeah.
We forgot, right?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember 2 minutes ago, but then I proceeded to forget. So yeah. Yeah, that is our grid sets. And Sergio Abai, by the way, ended up in 8th place there. And in fact, we can go through the grid now. So Abai, top of the Pro-Ams, ended up in 8th, 5/10 off. But it's Chris Van Der Nesse on pole, and he managed to convert his pole position at Daytona 2 weeks ago into a race win. Let's see if he can do the same tonight. Then it's Lucas Seidor, Danny Neo, Philip Ansel, Anders Meyer, Lucas Tailman, Hardus Yatortas. You would honestly say any one of those top 7 with a very good chance at winning. The vast majority of those top 7 have won a race in Apex Racing League history before as well. Then Sergio Abai, top of the Pro-Ams, Pierre Ubithu, Michael Hooper, David Schilling, Rowan Eaton, Nikolai Agard, Matteo Carbonari, Joel Kleinecht, Andrew Fairley, David Moeller, Dominic Engel, Mark Lobet Delgado, Artem Udod, who's top of the AMS, Maro de Molina, Mark Hutchinson, Eric Trosh, Yannick Fletcher, Daniel Dennison, Tom Weston, Aaron Broderick, and others. I'll let them go through for you because we are not far away from starting this race.
Yeah, all to play for. I think it's going to be a really interesting start. Hopefully they get through okay and unscathed.
I will just say as well, I'm not going to know who anyone is because there's not a lot of lights. So
yeah,
already getting my excuse in. Pretty much going to single file, the front runners. What a launch that is from Chris Van Der Nesse. He is a second clear before we even get to the line. What a start. And it's Lucas Seidor remaining in second place. No changes in the top 5 so far. Sergio Abai with a good start of it. He's going to have to fight for that position in order to keep it. And he is just about staying ahead of Haldus Yatortas as it stands as they are heading towards Eau Rouge for the first time.
I think Seidor's going to be in trouble here. He's got. I don't think he has draft, and the Mercs behind him. Of all the ways this played out.
Oh, what's happened to Seidor? Seidor has crashed potentially.
He
has.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's Lucas Seidor, and he's in the track, and oh no.
Man, it looked. I'm not going to I mean, it looked like he didn't hold his brakes, if I'm honest. But maybe he had momentum, but I didn't see.
Well, that could have been worse, honestly.
We need a medical helicopter.
I think he turned into one there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I called it. I mean, he obviously overdrove the entry because he knew he was in trouble. He was absolutely napping at the start.
Yeah.
And the last car you want behind you.
Oh, man. Could have had another couple of our front runners out there. So
Yeah.
that wiped out Seidor from P2, Eaton from P12, Agard, Pro-Am Championship leader, or second place. Oh, and that's another spin. Abayo has gone into the back of Ansel. Well, I don't think Abayo can blame anyone but himself for that one. And he's taken off the rear wing. He's going to have to go in for an early pit stop and get that car fixed. So Sidor, Eaton, Agard, Carbonari, and Kleineck. So pretty much if you were starting in 11th down to 14th in this race, you're out of the race, or needing to take a tow at least.
Van der Nesse must be smiling ear to ear. Breaking the draft here with a competitive group like this is almost impossible, and he has a 1.5 second that he didn't just earn from the incident with the fray. Like I said, the reason I jumped in straight away was I knew Sidor was going to be in trouble. He was going to have to over push on cold tyres because that Merc was going to blow by on no draft, and unfortunately it cost him the whole race. Yeah, cold tyres, Radion, not the easiest combination of circumstances. What a move.
Can't get it stopped. No.
Well,
Does he get one? I mean, he might lose a place here if he's not careful.
yeah.
Car into the pits, that's a bio, I think.
We will get you an instant of the, I can't even remember his name now. Sidor, man. Plus, we look at that start. I mean, he must have been, racing the endurance late all week and napped, I think. I think he just slept on the fact that Nesse went. It's going to be interesting to see how it gaggled up behind him because if you're watching the leader, then, you know, it's almost instinct that you go. Yeah, Neo's going to have to work very hard. Well, it's the catch-22. How hard do you push? Nice move there from your tortoise. Oh, no, he hasn't got it done. Ooh, okay. Okay, he has got it done. Fortune favours the brave in this instance. But we know your tortoise is fast, just doesn't look like he... Oh, it looks like he got caught up in some of that accident because he's down 3 positions. Barley up 7, Mark Hutchinson up 10.
Yes, now fairly leader of the Pro-Ams, and Udod's still leader of the AMs. He's done well, he's gone up 6 places as Artem Udod. Driving for Walk Racing, Romanian-based team.
So what do you do as Neo? Do you push to give yourself that draft, or do you stick to the fuel-saving plan? It's a very tricky situation with that gap. As Van der Nesse has this in the bag, he just manages his race. Anders Meyer looking good in the Ford, up 2 positions. Philip Ansel looks like he lost that position to Tauman. Oh no, of course we lost the leader. Oh yeah, ignore me. We lost P2, didn't we?
Yeah.
So what are you guessing? He lost control of the car, saved it from going right, went left into the wall, and then rejoined.
Well, I was looking at the relative as we're going to find out.
Right, replay time. So this is the start.
So you can always see the second gap which had formed. Everyone behind him was very patient into T1 at least.
So this is when I thought, look, the Merc is gonna, Ferrari won't even be able to defend this. So let's see what happens. I assume he just overdrives. Oh, he's gone. Right, what happens?
So yeah, he doesn't hold his brakes clearly. Hold. No.
No. Yeah.
Oh, and there was a separate instant. There was a separate instant behind. And Rowan Eaton had actually gone into the wall almost separately from that. So some of those drivers who did get wiped out, and then that guy just cartwheeling across the circuit.
So this is Sidor, let's see. It's this bit I want to see. I mean...
So this will happen to Eaton.
Right.
Oh, so he's gone wide there, and then he's just got no rear grip.
Oh no! Oh no!
And it's on board with Dominic Engel.
What?
Oh,
impressive!
Lovely stuff. You love to see it.
Yeah, up 5 positions because of that.
That'll be making it into the monthly highlights.
Yeah, I mean, Sidor's going to either go from, that was a very unlucky incident, or the biggest penalty that can be handed down. I think that's the only 2 choices.
Sure.
That's it. There is no middle ground on this one, is there? He either, was very unlucky, or he's very in trouble. But yeah, like I said, he would have never overdrove it like that had he not napped at the start, I feel. Neo's not really worth mentioning. It's less than a tenth that he's closed in on Van der Nesse.
Well, he seemed to be closing in a lot, and then he lost like 3/10 in like one corner. So
Oh,
I think
wow.
he's actually much quicker. Because I think on the last lap, oh, maybe it's. I thought it was happening again there. I know it's moving it up and down a lot, but I think it went up to 1.6 at one point on the last lap. So I think
We
he
can bring
is-
up that fancy gap chart.
Yes. Well, on that last lap, he was 2/10 quicker.
Okay.
Was Neo, so he is closing it down, and he's bringing Meyer and Tellman with him. This is Aaron Broderick up 5 from his race start. He has dropped behind Robin Vist though. Vist up 11.
Ah, impressive.
Broderick P2 out of the AMs. In fact, we've got a run of AMs from 22nd overall down to 33rd overall,
Oh,
all in a line.
UDOT just lost a position. Oh no, they're battling. They are heavy battling. Artem UDOT and David Muller.
It's not worth it, guys.
Yikes, guys. Are you...
Oh, I think they did hit, didn't they? Oh, and now he's round. That's our leader in the amateurs round. Hold your brakes.
That's weird, because usually Radion's safe going too wide with a late dive. I don't understand. Oh no, wait, that's Formula 1 where they have unlimited downforce. Yeah, it's just never worth it. Yeah, yeah. Oh. That looked like a... Oh. Well dodged. It looked like a contact, but it looked like it was a little bit exaggerated by a bit of NDM or netcode, whatever you want to call it. Because yeah, a lot of bounce, way too much. You hate to see it. Because yeah, it was a nothing thing, right? It was just a door-to-door touch. Simon Livingston, who's in chat earlier, I feel like he has a different profile picture. He's got a ceramic surround.
Looks like he's looking. It looks like he's in a spaceship and he's looking outside of the little hole.
Oh, you think that's what he's going for?
I
Not a
think
submarine.
I think that's what's happening. Oh, maybe it's a submarine. Yeah.
Because he has the hat, like a... Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks quite cold, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And yeah, the sea is notoriously chilly.
Quite chilly.
Although space is quite chilly. Although I think space varies quite a bit. I think sometimes really warm, sometimes really cold. So bring all kinds of weather, or all kinds of clothing.
I love
the
physics.
things.
It's my favourite subject, but I don't know how to talk about it for 1 minute, so I'm not.
Are you going to say that I'm right or wrong on that one, though?
Wrong.
Oh, okay, you should burn up. Someone's losing places behind. Tom Weston is very slow for some reason. He's just lost 3 places in about 200 metres.
Oh,
And now
Lucas.
Bortolozzi comes in.
can't make it to the end, so
No,
yeah,
no
it's
chance.
terminal then, yeah. That's a shame.
Unless he's breached the instant limit.
What?
They've got 20 to deal with.
Oh, that's okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he's breached it, honestly.
You were right to say Neo is bringing that gap down, but as I say, it's just in draft now. Like, end of the day, getting less than, say, like 3/10 is very tricky here. Van der Nesse has just been managing this race. He's probably got a nice... yeah, he's just hitting his fuel target right now. He's got no stress. He's been able to look after those tyres. Obviously, Neo's bringing the train with him all the way down to, well, Abitsu's not in that train, but he's not too far. But I'm guessing Van der Nesse doesn't do many officials. I mean, he's always strong, even when the Porsche isn't strong at a particular track. You know, like when it's not the car, he's always dragging it around. I think we saw him Daytona or whatever, you know, fighting with the big boys and the faster cars, and yeah, it was very impressive.
As we've got some more replays coming up. So you already make us...
Yeah,
it was all
yeah.
you, Dodds. Yeah, you
Yeah, it
lost
was-
myself. Great reactions as well from a couple of the drivers behind. I'm trying to think who that could have been. Maybe it wasn't your Tortos, was it? It was maybe De Molina. Was this De Molina? Not quite sure. It was one of the Porsches. Maybe Plescher. Could have been Plescher.
It wasn't the smartest move. It's a long race.
Oh no, Tom Weston. I don't know what's going on with Tom Weston. Like,
Oh.
he is just going so... Oh, well, okay, that's a spin. But he was losing places already before that. Was he the one who missed? No, he wasn't. No, he was further back. Yeah, that's a shame. He was having a good run, was Tom, but he's now down 3 places from his race start.
And that puts my setup P1 in the AMs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy, mate.
Does the setup tell a driver not to go for dumb moves at Eau Rouge?
That's
Because
implied.
that's the reason why he's out there right now.
That's implied. Okay, so that gap to P1, P2 is maintaining, and does Maya P3 in the Ford. Lucas Taumann hanging on very well. Yep, then we've got Philip Hansel and Pierre Ubitsu behind. Michael Hoop having a good run. But look out for Andrew Fairley, up 7. Leader of the Pro-Ams. Oh, as we see Hooper and David Schilling trading places. Yeah, Andrew Fairley not only up 7, yeah, he's got like a 4 gap to Mark Hutchinson. So looking very strong from him at the moment. Lovely mix of cars out there. Not so many Ferraris, which is ironic.
Sure, yeah.
If you watch the officials, it was Ferrari Couple Week.
Schlosser is one of the few. He is up 15 from his start for Undici Scuderia Esports. Thomas Hansen, by the way, in chat explaining that it's an astronaut can experience 170 degrees Celsius difference between sunlit and shaded areas in space. I went on Reddit, and apparently the temperature of space is very low, being cold in that sense. At the same time, however, space is a fantastic insulator, meaning you cool down very slowly, so you wouldn't actually feel cold at all if you were in the middle of space.
And remember, boiling point is based on pressure, so...
Okay.
So your tongue would boil. Like, yeah, the water in your tongue would boil, because boiling point, we class 100, but it's based on pressure.
Sure.
So that would definitely feel hot.
Okay, yeah, so don't drink in space.
Well, I'd like to see you try without a suit anyway. Yeah, see, the problem is the debate. Like, all Thomas's numbers he just said, that's not space. That's in a suit in space. That's where the debate happens, is do you mean in a ship, do you mean in a suit, or do you just mean in space?
Would your head blow up in space?
No. Nor would it freeze.
I think I heard that was a thing, yeah. Yeah, it's really weird, but yeah.
Fascinating. I love physics.
Yeah, yeah. Max Johansson saying you can do this. I'm not sure who that is directed towards, Max. But whoever it is, I'm sure they can.
I think he's rooting for the physics debate, where we take
Sure.
a half-an-hour segment in the middle of the race.
Well, no, one idiot and one person who knows a bit about space chats about space in the debate of the year.
There's a podcast idea. Oh, has we got a move looking? Is he going to take a look? Nope. I think he's really just covering himself off from the move behind. Nicely done. Hooper is being hunted by Harados Utortus. Very quick guy. Absolute A-Slith. Down 3 positions, so he's looking to hunt and get that back.
Yeah, it's about half a second faster than that last.
Actually, what happened to
Tortoise.
Hooper? We saw Hooper and Schilling trading position, but now Fairley's passed. Fairley's up 8 now.
Okay, so what? So Schilling and Fairley both got past Hooper then, I guess.
Yep.
Hooper, who frustratingly wasn't able to complete his last lap in qualifying. I think he would have been fairly quick had he done some. Kamatari, manager of Orc Racing.
Please, someone
desperately
crashed.
wanting to get away from the space talk. Fair enough. Fair enough, Kamatari. That's not why people tune in. Jonas Simonsen.
Oh, Simonson, of course, he's the Simonson fan.
Is supporting.
Let's see, he is P32. He is up 8 positions from 40th. He is hunting down Patrick Wilt as a buyer who's just overtaken Adam Hedgecock.
Good to see a buyer get back out on circuit. He, of course, crashed on lap 1. Yeah, he crashed on lap 1. He spun at Pouon. He hit the back of another car and it put him into the wall. So that is why he's got quite so much catching up to do. That is why he is some 42 seconds off the lead. Speaking of the leaders, it's all awfully close again. Neo has closed the gap.
Oh, no.
And rounds.
No, Neo's gone, mate. Commentator's curse.
Neo.
Wait. Commentator's curse.
Well, I thought that was the leader, but no, that was a curse.
Yeah, he was doing just fine until you brought it up.
Gosh, I mean, it doesn't happen too much. But
Wow.
I have inflicted misery.
Wow. Yeah, he was on a good run there. We'll take a look at a replay of it because I caught the last 3 seconds of it. As Vardy's now ahead of Schilling. What is happening? He is up. I was like, you know, I was cheering him on, like up great positions, but I assumed quite a few of them were just from the big accident. But now he is officially up 10, leading the Pro-Am, looking very strong. I mean, it was, what, 4 positions between him and Mark Hutchinson? Now it's 7, 6, 7? Can't count.
7.
Yeah.
Fowler passed Livingston for 21st, and Saunders passed Sentance for 24th. Thomas Hansen speculating maybe Brian Cox could join the podcast. I'll be up for that.
I'm up for that.
He'd be a great commentator, I think. I'd listen to him on Sky Sports.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to shut him up about physics, mate.
You'd always pull it back to physics.
He would, yeah. Regarding the time model.
Got some more replays. So this is what happened to the leader. Oh, he went into the back of him, didn't he?
NDM, yeah. But we know, like, it's, like, you could blame iRacing. We know about it, so...
Yeah.
It's one of those things you have to drive around. Okay, so this is going to be a really good avoid, I assume. Whoa!
Oh, lovely.
Love to see that. Van der Nesse, again, though, must be thinking, guys, are you serious? This is Spa. Why am I 2.2 seconds ahead? Yeah, he's loving life. Absolutely loving life. But Myers is... he's going to be a very happy man as well. Up 3 positions. Audi behind, which isn't the fastest in a straight line. There's no Merc in sight. Like, yeah, this is fantastic news. Myers knows how to fuel save even... Matty asking if Aaron Broderick is leading AM. He is indeed. You can see him there in P20 in the white. So white is AM, green is Pro-Am, and red is Pro. And at the top, which I've only just noticed. Has it been there the whole time at the top?
No, he's only just got there.
Because I just noticed it, but that's handy to see every now and then. Yeah, the colour denotion,
Tonation, I think you got it right.
Yeah, it's just a weird word now, I've said it. The colour denotions on the left indicate, let's see, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
The classes. I ate a dictionary last night.
Strange diet. Schwab.
We better hold this, yeah.
Oh, Sentance, yeah, he'll be all right there.
Yeah.
But Sentance is moving his way through. Who was it who he overtook? Oh, no, sorry, it was Saunders passing Sentance a few laps ago, and then I think Saunders passed Schwab as well. Now Sentance is trying to get past Schwab as well. Oh, apologies, no, Schwab just got past Sentance. So Sentance is falling back, and yeah, Max Backel, I think, is similar pace to him. But good to see Sentance back in Apex Racing League. Has done Porsche Cup in the past, but I think this might be his first GT3 trophy rounds. And of course, Marlin supporting his webcam once again. And his very colourful headphones, which I'm a big supporter of.
They are, yeah. Talking of headphones, I saw Dyson announcing headphones. It took me a moment to allow that to seep through my brain this morning. But they just sold it as like they've spent 40 years working on sound and noise isolation, making their Hoovers quiet. It was a weird pitch, though.
So is that the big thing? Sound cancellation?
Yeah, noise cancellation, yeah. And Hoovers. Oh. It almost like he released the brake there. Yeah, definitely looked like he released the brake there to try something on the outside, and but it did not work.
Yeah, but didn't lose too much time, and you can continue this fight up the Kemmel Straight very shortly. Audi versus Audi.
How do you find Spa 24 with it being single class? Because for me, it's a very strange situation where, you know, I love multi-class, as you know, and the dynamics it comes with, but I I mean, if you get yourself into a bubble in the Spa 24, you can be in the bubble for a long time.
Sure.
Very long time. Like, that's like you almost feel like no one's on track for a little while. Oh, Adam Hedgecock is in. That is enough time to make it to the end.
But yeah, only just.
It looks like a few people have chose to run. No, they're still strange.
Artem Udod as well is into the pit. So a few drivers who maybe had damage from earlier on.
Oh, good point. There you go. That's the best point. Getting the damages repaired the second you can. Very good point. Very good point, Sam.
Thank you.
Sam is 100% correct. Well, if you'd have asked me at the start of this raid, would a Porsche be leading and a Ford be second? I would say yeah, but we're at Alton Park or something. Like, what is this? This is a...
Yeah, the iRacing downtime has caused all the circuits to turn into Alton Park. And
this is great. The spread of cars is fantastic. It's great to see Chris absolutely cooking. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, he put it on pole, and yeah, everyone else is the ones making mistakes, so he's capitalising. He's going to be very excited for the pit stop phase to get that underway, so he can look at controlling the charge home. Because say you've picked the GP, so yeah, you got the faster pit entry, the 80 kph. I have no idea why it's a 20 kph difference between, because the endurance is longer. And
well,
20 kph slower.
I think it's like a F1 thing where I think on the circuits where F1 has visited, I think they increased the speed limit to match F1. I think because they introduced that, like it happened to like Barcelona, Suzuka, I think they implemented it on as well. I think they were basically all Grand Prix circuits, so that
I didn't know that.
That, which I'm a big supporter of, I think. I mean, I think it encourages more variety as a strats.
Dominic Engel in the pits, and Matty's asking what your pizza choice was.
I didn't have pizza today. I was a bit pizzaed out, so I had chips and garlic dough ball things.
Oh.
I had a curry last night, so that was
oh,
nice.
Excellent. Spicy or creamy?
I'd say more creamy. Yeah, on the creamy side. Neo moving past Hooper, because Neo was involved in incidents early on.
Yeah, he can definitely push his way forward. I mean, I can see him getting past P5 is going to be.
I think he'd get P4. He's matching the race leaders. He's joint fastest driver on circuit. Oh no, Fairley. Fairley has put it in the wall, our Pro-Am leader, and it's my least favourite corner on the circuit and David's least favourite corner on the circuit, which has proved costly for him. And he will still be leading the race, but with damage he'll need to take an early pit stop, one would think, because that seemed to be a sizable hit into the wall, and that lead that he'd established has been totally eliminated.
So that's weird, he must have lost it on entry, right? And the car got loose on him, he tried to correct it. Very strange. I mean, I hate the corner, but not for that reason. What a shame. I mean, he's still up 4. He's still leading Pro-Am. But he was sitting where? P6? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he was ahead of Neo, wasn't he? Neo was probably going to catch him.
Ahead of Schilling, I think.
Oh, ahead of Schilling, yeah, sorry. And of course, Fairley in his first race of the season. And needs some big points. Could still win the championship after missing the first 3 rounds, but it's unlikely. But we had Philip Hammer comfortably win the Pro-Ams, or the Porsche Cup last season, after missing the first 2 rounds, so I wouldn't totally rule it out.
Oh, Farley's dropping like a rock.
Again.
Oh, he's in. No, he's towed. Was he in or towed?
He's towed.
Oy.
That's unusual. I mean, there was a bit of damage on that car. He definitely was going to need to pit, but I guess he just binned it again.
Maybe, or just sheer, yeah, maybe a frustration from a second mistake. That was looking like his race of the season there for a moment.
Neo with pressure from behind, but he should have plenty enough grunt to hold on. That gap is staying exactly at 0.41, or it's down to 0.40. And it's just gone back up again. Maybe a little bit earlier on the brakes, actually, for Hooper. So making no impression on that very, very long straight.
Yeah, he's going to move forward. He'll get Schilling, he'll get you it. So Philip Antor's not going to be the easiest person to overtake. He's a very strong driver. Let's see. and obviously he's going to be sacrificing a little bit of his fuel now to push to get a few positions.
So this is now the lead in the Pro-Ams. We've had a few of them so far in this race, but the two that we've had so far both crashed out, and it's left Mark Hutchinson.
Who was the first one?
The first one was your friend and mine.
Oh, Agard. Was it?
No, it wasn't Agard. Agard side P2. Abayo? Abayo.
Abayo, yep. Okay, so we've got some replays of the Fairley.
Oh, some amazing avoidance tonight from the drivers.
So he just clips the curb, right? No,
Oh, no, it was actually a bit later, yeah. I thought it was straight away, but...
So this is the second...
Oh, you're so close to the pits as well.
Whoa.
Oh, you shouldn't have... Well, I mean, it's easy to say now. But considering that you had some damage on that car, you will really be regretting pushing it so hard through Blanchimont.
Yikes, 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 yikes. What a shame.
And they did not fancy rejoining from that. He'll probably go about a minute down after that. In fact, actually, is he back out on track? He is. And, well, at least for him, he can go to the end of the race from here. But he is about a minute and a half off the lead.
And I've just seen Aaron Broderick's... Is that 4 seconds ahead of Fowler? Wow. He's leading Am comfortably. So we're on board with Hutchinson. Bit of a train behind him. Let's see who our biggest gainers are. Russ Fowler up 16.
Yeah, I think the mantle goes to him. But also Vist with 15. As
Cool.
Neo's just got past Schilling, by the way, with P6. But there could be a move coming on here, because Mark Hutchinson is being caught by Mola, and De Molina is on his way as well. But very slowly gaining time as Mola. He's going to have to go for a very late braking manoeuvre into Locum. He's going to get his nose ahead. I think Mola is going to be able to move ahead. That is a fantastic move. But now there's contact between the two of them. They're both slow up. Hutchinson will move back through. But now he's the one almost losing the car. And Mulder does get ahead. And it turns into a double overtake. And Hutchinson moves down into 14th place. And we have our 4th Pro-Am leader in the first half an hour of this event.
Yeah, and this has still got to play out yet. This is quite the car gaggle. I mean, I think Muller can hold it, but yeah. It's brought them all very close. I almost thought that Mark was giving that back because of the contact on the corner.
Yep, makes sense.
Because he sort of moved to the inside, which was strange. Some flashy. Which always means, hi sir, I like your livery, right?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
If I could see it.
Oh, yeah.
Like your livery.
Still, you're not used to hearing the Ford. I always have to double take what we're listening to.
It seems very... The engine note doesn't seem consistent. It seems like it wobbles a bit.
I agree.
Is that deliberate, you think, or is that an error of iRacing, you think?
No idea. No idea. I never drive this thing.
Let us know in chat if anyone knows. Lots of lifting there for Hutchinson. He's wanting to save a bit of fuel.
Yeah, it can be big payout at Spa. Oh,
Early pit stop for Daniel Dennison. He did not want to be part of that pack anymore. It's quite an ambitious call, that, because that is going to put him out potentially in some traffic, probably around Hendrik Ziel. Maybe probably even behind that, to be fair. But
no draft is never ideal at Spa. He obviously just felt like he was, even if you feel like being held up, I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully it works out for him. As Marco Hooper and Utortis are still battling this out. Is this Utortis' time? It is. So Utortis moves on up to P8. So let's check in. Van Den Esse, 2.5 seconds. I mean, he's got this. He's got this. As long as he just races his race.
yeah, was 2/10 faster on that last lap was Van Den Esse. Just so I've been maintaining it. Tillman, though, I wouldn't rule out. Like, Tillman would be saving fuel behind Meyer. So maybe Tillman could save a second and a half in the pits, and that would get him right back into play for the race win.
Yeah. So of our classes, in Pro, Van den Esse 2.5 seconds out in the lead. David Muller, recent takeover of the class with a 3/4 lead. And in Aaron Broderick with a, is that 4-point-odd seconds? I don't know where that's come from, but yeah, it's a nice gap he's extending. Because the guy behind him is the guy up 17 positions, or Fowler. And then is that Reese Saunders back there? He's a Pro-Am driver in the Racing Lab Esports. No, sorry, Altitude, isn't he? Yeah, sorry. Reese is Altitude. Right, yes, that gap has just... Wait, is that my... Yeah, the gap's been extending. Right, it's from bottom to top, isn't it? Yeah.
Mola has gradually been... What's the... is it logarithmic?
Logarithmic, is that like a...
So what I'm thinking, basically, Mola's gone from 80 to 40 to 22. So it's very much like a...
Yeah.
That type thing. So basically he's getting half as many points on each round so far, so Mola. So the season's got worse and worse, is what I'm saying. But this would be a big upturn, and it would most likely promote him from P8 in the Pro-Ams up to... maybe probably P5. But of course, with Bio not having a good round, Agard not having a good round, and Carbonari, I think they were all involved in instance on that one. So opportunity for a lot of them to make up points. Mark Hutchinson, actually, currently in P14, overall P3 in class. He could lead the championship after this round, despite coming into it in 4th position. So
he lost a lot of time, did Mark, in that debacle on lap 2 laps ago. He's what is that, 2 seconds off the leader, Muller, and he was leading, right?
I mean, credit to Muller. Muller's only 3/10 off the race leader's pace.
Oh wow!
So he's got a lot. He had a lot of pace available, seemingly.
Well, it depends, because I would say the pros are definitely fuel saving.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, we know what Anders Meyer's going to do. Like, it's to the limit of the fuel saving. Oh, as Saunders is ahead of Fowler. That's putting Aaron Broderick 5 seconds clear.
Yeah, Saunders started down in 29th place. I'm not sure why. I think he's a lot faster than that. He has just been going in one direction all day. He now finds himself in the top 18 places.
Yeah, and if he gets... Well, no, we've still got a Abayu back there. I was going to say if he passes Aaron, then our classes are back in order, but no, Abayu's way back. But we expect him to pick on through, because he was our class leader. So in Pro, it's cursed in P2. In Pro-Am, it's cursed in P1. And in Am, the leader gets a speed advantage. That's sort of the trend we're seeing.
Sure.
Van den Esse cannot believe it. He's never had a... He's had only a few corners with someone in draft, and that was Neo for, like, what, 2 laps?
Yeah, I say he got too close.
Yeah, and then he got too close. Yeah, unbelievable. But Van den Esse is not stupid. He knows Anders Meyer's going to be fuel saving. They neither have draft, so it's just a case of managing it. But yeah, I think Lucas Talman can still be in play here. He's been able to follow that forward around. Philip Answell just been disconnected. He's having a lonely race, but he'll take a P4.
Something spread out a lot in the second half of the field, by the way. There's very few battles going on further down the order, and there's just a few popping up every now and again. There is a link to the live timing in the live chat, so if you do want to check out what the drivers' most recent lap times are, their best lap times, their sector times, and all the gaps between the drivers, using that live timing link is a very good way to find that all out. And of course, just a reminder as well that starting next Sunday in these same GT3 cars will be the Racing Unleashed GT3 series. It's free to enter and €3,500 to win. Split between 10 drivers, top 5 in the Pro category and top 5 in the AM category. Round 1 goes to Nürburgring GP, but there's some very good other circuits as well. Monza, Spa is on the calendar. I think Sebring's on there, Daytona, and many other classics.
The big tickets, big
yes.
ticket items.
do check out apexracingleague.com and sign up for that. You can also sign up for Apex Racing League GT3 Trophy, Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup, Apex Racing Academy Super Formula Lights as well. And of course, Apex Racing League Endurance, a Britzy Apex Racing League Endurance. Sign-ups are open for that to enter the remaining 4 rounds.
Dominic Engel has just got past Mario. Mario? Yep, just Mario.
Schlosser.
Yeah, no.
I've gone for Schlosser.
Dominic Engel got ahead of Mario. That was perfect. I decided to end the sentence with a full stop early. Oh, it's a good picture of Mario there, like in a real GT by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks really cool. Even the LEDs on the roof lid.
Oh, he's got a bit wide there.
And low gear.
Denison, remember, has already pitted, so you would expect Daniel to be able to move past, and that is what he's done. But I think Daniel lost a little bit more time than he wanted to in that aerokinetics machine.
You definitely don't want to be in second gear there either. There's no way. He was obviously using it to help compensate. Let's see if he pulls... Oh, he's running a completely different gearbox to I would run. What? I barely pull 6th here in the Ferrari. I run the FIA stack here at Spa. First gear. Stop. Kiera Butzi, let's see, what's he in P5? I mean, we haven't seen him much, but everyone at that front is running, I mean, he's up 4, so he's recovered his poorer qualifying, but he's in the Delatres Automotive by Majors team. There's 2 of them out there, him and Lucas Talman.
Danny Neal is going to be fairly frustrated with that spin that he had earlier on. Started in P3, got up to P2 straight away, chased down the leader Van den Nesse, spun, and since then he's pretty much been the fastest man on track. That last lap he was 3/10 faster than the race leader.
I picked him for pole as a wild card, but he turned out to be a really wild card. But no, the Merc is strong here. It is just tricky. I find it tricky here. Very technical to drive, and wasn't even in consideration for the 24 just because of how it handles in the rain. It's really a handful. But you can see it's a very powerful car.
Are you going to be doing the wet driving? I remember you saying that your teammates weren't too comfortable in it, so you were going to take those.
No,
steps.
that was Daytona. All my boys for this one are very comfortable. Well, as comfortable as they can be. It's a few of their first times, but they're all brilliant drivers, so yeah, I'm not nervous at all. We've got a schedule, but they know I'm up for driving in the rain. But yeah, I say they're all plenty good enough to handle it. Team 4. It's going to be a long night.
Are you doing the night stints?
I think I have a stint that starts or ends at 1 in the morning. I can't remember if I start my second stint at 1 or end at 1, but yeah, so it's quite late, but then I'll grab some sleep, and then I'm up at like 6, 7 in the morning for a double.
Sure.
I think we've got... Yeah, so I'm doing the 3rd and 4th stint, then midnight 1 o'clock in the morning, and then 6 in the morning, so very spread out.
Ubithu moves past Schilling. Schilling was very early off the throttle there. So the Frenchman up into... No, sorry, I'm being thick. That was Neo past Ubithu. I'm ever so sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, it's all good. So Neo's got to hunt down Philip now. I mean, we knew Danny could get to this position, but it's just this next one I'm not sure if he can get.
Unlikely that he'll get up to the top 3. But yeah, 4th is possible for him. And then just wants to pick up on anything that goes on ahead. Van den Nesse and Mike are so evenly matched. Gap has hovered around that 2.6 seconds for about 20 minutes now. There it is. It was 2.2 at one point, to be fair, but you can see that, yeah, he lost a little bit at that time. And that's the gap across. Looks by the bars like that's quite a big difference, but remember the scale that we've used on the x-axis is tiny.
Yeah. The smallest is what, 2.2, and the biggest is 2.5, so yeah. No, he's driven a perfect race. Absolutely. I think Philip Anto has done very well. He's just been disconnected, so he hasn't had that draft all race long. But very strong race. But I think, Talman's got to be looking very strong here. The Audi's biggest weakness is straight line speed, but he's been able to use the Ford to compensate that. He's probably doing a lot of fuel saving. Let's see. I don't know if Neo's going to be able to put the pit stop together that he needs to really compete and get himself back in this, because the amount of pushing he's had to do. But he's still looking very good.
Josh has just got past Lobet. Didn't seem like there was really any resistance bar up, I think.
Well, he's
Lobet.
flashing.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe it's teamwork. I don't know. It seemed like he lifted off very early before the bus stop, and then just to let his German rival past. Nürburgring esports up to P10 now. We have got a lot of Europeans in the top 10, but you have to go back to 14th to see the highest British driver, Mike Hutchinson, who is still P3. Out of the Pro-Am drivers, albeit has lost a bit of touch with Moller and De Molenaar since he was overtaken some 20 minutes ago. Consistent lap times for Hutchinson, but it's clear that he doesn't quite have the same pace as some of his rivals tonight. Still would be pleased if he could maximise the result. Backel is moving past Schwab as for 26th position. He's got that one done, but in the wall goes Adam Hedgecock.
Oof. What a shame. All that fuel saving.
Well, he was going to need to make another pit stop, wasn't he? I think.
No,
oh, no,
he was
you're
fine.
absolutely right. Yeah, he was the first one who could make it. Yeah.
I think you surmised he took a fast repair to fix those damages.
Hopefully he doesn't have any more damage on that car. It didn't seem like it was a particularly big hit, so I think he'll be able to continue. Yeah, that puts him down to 36th. Just Nikolai Agard is behind him, albeit Agard now only 3 seconds in his arrears. We tune back in with the leading Brits. It is Mark Hutchinson. 4/10 of a second clear of Yannick Plescher. Robin Vist only just behind, and Aaron Broderick is catching up to these guys by quite a rate. If he cannot pass soon, Plescher, then this will soon turn into a pack of 4 drivers.
Yeah, Mark's going to have a long race now. Didn't look like damage, but his tyres are not going to be comfortable. He's going to be frustrated. It's just one of those things. So yeah, I think personally at Spa, I think Van der Nesse is probably going to go. You don't limit the fuel at all, endurance-wise.
No limit.
Okay, so yeah, they can go for like 58 minutes, really, I think. 20, depends if they're going to do 27 laps. 26 easily. 27, I think a few of them will be doing. I think Anders Meyer's going to do 27. And that pushes right close to the hour.
Sure, yeah.
But, I was about to say tyres, but there's no way of gaming that. If you pit early, you already have fuel tank in the fuel. If you late, there's no gaming. If you need 22 litres, you need 22 litres. Doesn't matter when you come in, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, still.
Although you can get yourself confused, right? You think, oh, I'll come in early and then...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have done races with other commentators before, and yeah, that has been a point. Before I shout them down and call them an idiot. Shame that they left the company.
I wonder why.
In
Tom Weston's in.
Yes. Well, he had just crashed again at Tom Weston, so
Oof.
may have had, or maybe not crashed, but spun. I saw him losing places, so it could be something to do with that.
I did see tyres go on.
Andrew Fairley, remember him?
Oh,
he did
what a shame.
the Pro-Am Sport, what, 20 minutes? First 20 minutes of this race?
Yeah, maybe longer, actually.
And he's barely ahead of Weston. Weston just exiting the pits behind them.
So it's like the 17 seconds is no tyres, 22 is with.
So this is Udod versus Fairley, who are two of our former class leaders earlier on in the race.
For different classes, right?
Different classes. And it looks like Fairley, the Pro-Am, as you'd sort of expect, is going to pass the Am.
Whoa.
But Udod looked like he was going to give that one up. And then carried a lot of speed on the outside. A bit of squeezing there from Fairley. Udod probably will not be happy with that one. He leaves a fair bit more space this time. And that's given the opportunity to the Mercedes driver to pull back alongside. He's got a long way to travel if he's going to keep this one up through Brussels. And eventually the shorter line, it does pay dividends for Fairley. He's up to 27th now.
Wow, lovely move. What a shame. What could have been? Is that the phrase? What could have been?
What could have been? Yeah, I think he'd probably be around what Schilling and your Tortoise right now. The one for that.
Yeah. I think he'd be piece 6 or 7. Probably 7. Okay, replay's coming in hot. This is
Hutchinson. And yeah.
What a strange place to lose it. I don't think he recovered from the curb and he had to put a little bit more steering input than he wanted, and then insert Audi things.
And I think Hutchinson is now out of the race. I think that contact into the rear corner probably caused a lot of damage. That's Tom Weston.
Lonchemont. Well, I officially know what wing he's running then. What a shame.
And Dominic Engel having to keep his eyes up.
Yikes. Yeah, low wing Porsche in that corner can be, you know, you need light hands.
So still Broderick leading the Abs now by 9 seconds ahead of Russ Fowler. Reece Saunders sandwiched in the middle of them. Saunders not exactly gaining hand over fist over Broderick. We'll probably catch him by the end of the race, but it'll be tight whether or not he'll be able to get the move done. Behind Fowler, Livingston and Abaye. Abaye, another one of our former Pro-Am leaders, only led for about half a lap after a dominant pole position. Spun at Pouron when he made contact with a car ahead of him. He'll still be hoping for maybe a top 15 to come out of this event.
Yes, indeed. How has Neo's charge for P4 gone? It seems very slow now.
They're all sort of matching each other.
Yeah, 7s and 8s.
In the top 5. Eric Trosh as well, by the way, is very fast.
I was
the other
just
man
about to say
in the
that.
17s,
Just
catching
about to
by
say that.
about quarter of a second a lap on the drivers ahead. Well, he was 8 tenths faster than Michael Hooper last time around. That's Abaye getting past Livingston. Livingston realising that there was no point in pricing that one.
Yeah, Eric Trosh has come out of nowhere. Up 30. He obviously blew his quali really badly. He's up 13 positions, so yeah, he's just gone unnoticed for us. Well, until now. Now he's getting noticed. Robin Witts up 16 positions. Yeah, Aaron's holding that. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Fowler, because he was, what, 4 or 5 seconds off, and then Saunders got by, and now Fowler's dropped like a rock.
Yeah, I think it may have just been an incremental thing. Just being able to pull away lap on lap. It does seem like Broderick's been faster throughout the event, and sort of just gone on steroids a bit in the last 10 minutes or so. A few retirees so far from this race. Jason Hodgson, I don't think took the start. Joel Kleinecht got involved in a lap 1 incident. Rowan Eaton, a lap 1 incident from his own fault, really. So too for Lucas Seidel. Josh Sentance, don't think we saw what happened to Sentance. He retired. And Adam Hedgecock, after taking his faster pair, I think in the early stages, he crashed again, got hit right square in the wheel, and once that happens, that breaks the suspension, and he is out of the race as well. Still 36 of the 41 starters continuing.
How many sectors at this track?
7? I've just realised I haven't got them all on.
Yeah, same. I've just realised the same thing.
Or how?
Is it 5?
Oh no, maybe it is only 5. Yeah, I think it's only 5.
Okay. Yeah, I was suddenly worried as well.
I think there's 7 at Sebring, is it? I think. And 16 at the Nordschleife. Oh, Nords combined. Bortolozzi ahead of Carbonite. I think Carbonite's just got past Vilt.
So is it incorrect to call it the Nordschleife? Because I always just call them Nurb and Nord. They're my two distinctions. Nurb as in the GP, Nord as in the Nordschleife.
Well, the Nordschleife is the northern ring, and then you used to have the Südschleife, which is the southern ring, but they got rid of that, I think, in like the 80s. So I guess Nordschleife, if you're just driving the Nordschleife and not the GP, then it's the Nordschleife. I don't know what Nürburgring means. I guess Nürburgring is the entire thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I don't think you're wrong on either count.
Cool. So what, pit stop phase? Getting there, 51. What did I say, 58 to the end?
58, yeah.
Yeah.
Miles just lost a couple more tenths, by the way. It's up to 3 seconds or 3.1 seconds, and Tailman as well has lost a few tenths. He's now 9 tenths back, so not saving as much fuel as he would otherwise be. Do you think Tailman will probably get ahead of Meyer, though, when it comes to the pits?
I mean,
I don't think he'll make much of an impression on Bandanese.
Meyer's definitely one of the strongest fuel savers on the grid. So that's not an easy feat. We've seen time and time again. His fuel saving ability is very strong. And if we look, I think he's just driving to the fuel number, and it's probably very aggressive. And yeah, Talman's definitely getting an advantage, but yeah, I think it's going to be tricky.
Oh, wide there for Pletcher. And Biss is going to get his nose ahead. No, Biss backs out of it, going into Lafanya. Pletcher remains in P15. By the way, just a reminder as well to all the viewers that there is a VRS summer sale currently going on. You can get up to 30% off.
That is a lot.
VRS products, mainly their wheel rim and their wheelbase. And also you can buy bundles as well, which give you a further discount on those products. So do check out apexracingsim.com in order to buy those VRS products. Of course, the pedals as well you can get your hands on as well as the wheelbase and the wheel rim.
Yeah, I like their equipment, I really do. I always describe it as very industrial. Strong, clean,
Sure.
Doesn't try to be anything it's not, and yeah, just hard wearing.
Yannick Plescher has gone into the pits. He pitted, I think, from P15. He was just behind Mark Hutchinson, was struggling to get past.
Correct, Amondo. I was looking down, but did you see any tyres go on? I didn't see anything.
I was looking out for it, but I couldn't see clearly. I don't think he went on the jacks.
Yeah, we'll see. If it's a 17-second, then or 18, that sort of range. No,
It's longer than that, yep.
22, which...
That could be awful.
Awful or awful?
Awful.
Awful, yeah, I agree. No, I have no idea of the pit times here. Let's see, Daniel Dennison, yeah, 17. Dominic Engel, 17. So yeah, it's something. But if it's tyres, then you're asking me, is it worth 5 seconds? How long's left in the race? I'm not sure. Not easy to pass here either. That's the argument you have to always make for yourself, how easy it is. Like, is it an overtaking track?
Schloter, I think, just got past Wiltz right there. And Dici Scuderia Esports had a Bear Pope. And so just a couple more laps for most of these drivers. Wiltzer, he is going to come in. That's a very nice seat. Lovely bow tie.
Yeah, that's my bet. I'm betting by the time Myers stops, we'll be at the hour mark. I know that's impressive, but I think he can do it. 27 laps, I think. Then again, they got the outlap. Is it a short outlap, right?
Very short outlap.
Okay, yeah.
But even sitting on the grid burns a bit of fuel, doesn't it?
Not if your engine's off.
Sure. Pierre Upithi comes in. He's in a bit of a battle with David Schilling, was ahead of Schilling, but needs to have a quick pit stop in order to
Hooper's in as
keep
well.
him safe. Hooper's in as well. He was being caught down by Trosh, wasn't it? So Trosh, if he can pull in a good in-lap hit, then he could be looking very strong.
What, Pierre Butzer with a 15.9 pit stop? Is that our first glimpse of a fuel-saved, no-tyre pit stop? Or...
That could be 2 tyres.
You think?
I can't remember if he was on the jacks. Certainly the other driver was on the jacks. Hooper was on the jacks, and he did 16.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
yeah, I think 2 tyres is.
If you can
fine for
get
that.
2 tyres for free, then yeah, take some lefts and 100%.
Broderick also out on circuit safely. Livingston is ahead of him, but is yet to pit. So Broderick with a very quick pit stop, 14.5. That is super quick.
It's all in the setup, mate. And an SA, a little bit of extending his lead a little bit. I'd say a couple of tenths the last couple of laps.
Well, I think he went up to 3 seconds at one point, and then it's back down to 2.6.
And Talman not in Maya's draft?
Yeah, Tillman's really been losing a lot of time these last few. I think Maya will be safe now. We can see from Tillman. Without Tillman, we'll be able to get ahead. Yeah, gap between the top 2 coming down a little bit now. It's come down by a couple of tenths on this lap. Might just be, it might just be this area of the circuit since I've been looking at it. I mean, it has now just gone back up to 2.7 as Van den Nesse is into the pits. But Maya can go the extra lap, so that's great news for Maya. And you did expect him to be good on the fuel. And this could be very significant where Chris Van den Nesse comes out on track. He does not want to be in traffic if he can possibly help it.
Yeah, let's see if Maya does me good. I want to see him on the 60-minute mark. Right, a bit of a pit stop race here, but Van den Nesse, just to be honest, just needs a solid pit stop. That's all he really needs.
Yeah, I wonder if you could see if he's got tyres, Van den Nesse, going on that car.
Oh, someone jacked, but we didn't see Van den Nesse. His pit stop was
14.3, that is very quick.
It is 15.3 from Philip Ansel, 15.5 from Danny Neo, 15.1 from David Schilling.
Oh no, Trosh. Oh no, yeah, Trosh is just the right 38 for Trosh.
Schilling's come out ahead of Abitsu. Abitsu, I'm sure that was the other way around before the pit stop.
Yeah.
And I'm calling him Pierre from now on.
Ubithi moves ahead of Schilling, so you... okay, so yeah, Ubithi was ahead of Schilling for the pit stops. And yeah, so he's had to work hard for that though. 8 tenths longer pit stop, and it put him in a bit of trouble. De Molenaar out of the track. He is still behind Moeller. That's in the battle for what will be the battle for the Pro-Am lead. Hutchinson, we did see him fuel save earlier on, and he's been able to go the extra lap, so he's up to 9th position provisionally.
Yes, indeed.
Livingston back out. He was running P3 in the amateurs. He's still behind Russ Fowler despite a much quicker pit stop. Surprised that Fowler's actually that far ahead. I thought he was a bit closer than that, Livingston, but you can see the driver ahead at least.
It's flashing away, but this is the problem. If you pit early, it's not a blue flag. You're just behind them. Do you know what I mean? You can get as frustrated as you want, but you are technically behind them on track.
Yeah. Yep.
Blue flags don't apply. The principle doesn't apply.
By the way, it looks like Van den Nesse came out in a decent amount of space, so no traffic worries for him.
And as Maya's in, and look at that. He is going to be on his jacks on that 60-minute mark. Yep, after it. Oh, come on, don't turn in just yet. Bam. There we go. As I thought. And now for a 14 flat, and he'd be gone. Harry Tortas in as well. He made a long stint out there.
So Maya needs to go about now. Oh, okay. It's going to be close.
Maya's with 13.2, by the way.
Maya with the shorts run. He gets momentarily ahead, but Van den Nesse will keep the lead of this race. But it's a lot smaller the gap than it was. Before this pit stops, it was about 2.5 seconds. He's got it down to 1 second. He saved 1.1 seconds on pit road and seemingly got the other 4 tenths on the outlap.
Plus, yeah, on the outlap he was running low fuel, able to run a quali lap, whereas Chris Van den Nesse was getting used to the heavy fuel.
Tillman totally out of it now. Tillman was fairly long in the pit stop considering he went the extra lap.
Yeah.
So he's a distant third, but still comfortably ahead of Ansel. Neo will be trying to catch the pair then by the end, but we'll probably have to set up a P5.
Great
but
effort.
the battle for the race win is well on.
And Aaron Broderick's come out ahead of Robin Wist and Reese. Oh, he was ahead of Reese, but he was behind Robin Wist, I believe. The ATR. Yeah, what's Wist's? Yeah, Wist's pit stop was quite long, 15.2.
Yeah.
I feel like he was, yeah.
So Josh is now right on the back of Hooper. Managed to take 2.4 seconds less of fuel. And he has been able to get this gap down. I think it was probably up about 8 seconds at one point, but it's very small now. As Saunders is racing Vist now. Vist stays ahead. That's P16.
Alexander Mikkelsen is just in now. That can't be his first pit stop. Surely not.
Yeah. But he was like, he's almost a lap down on the lead, isn't he?
Oh, okay. 11-second pit stop.
I mean, no disrespect to him, he's going to have to do one less lap come the end of the race, isn't he?
True.
Well, assuming he gets laps, he won't necessarily get laps. I don't know how much confidence his fuel calculator has in his ability not to go a lap down. But it might come down to that if he's going to get to the end. Gap out in the lead, by the way, back up to 1.5. It was a really good lap from Van der Nesse. And it looked like it may have been down to as little as 1 second. I think once, by the time I got up to speed, it was up to 1.2 seconds. But still, that is some lap from Van der Nesse just when he needed it. And just when it looked like he may have been losing control of this race, which he has led from start to finish after taking another pole position, just as he did for Daytona. Ended up being the highest point scorer across the 2 races 2 weeks ago. And with this race win, he would continue to close the gap down to current championship leader Anders Meyer. And they would be comfortably top 2 in the championship as well if it ended like this. Ubithu holding on against Schilling, and Yutortus. Hooper versus Josh. Feels like it's only a matter of time, this one. Hooper's going to try to delay it as long as he possibly can, but there is no resisting. And Josh is up to 9th place now. On a circuit that the Mercedes cars have really been strong at, seemingly today. Meanwhile, Artem Udod, who was leading the amateur category comfortably in the early stages, he's now moved up into 26th position, ahead of Backel.
Looking strong. Oh, Reese Saunders is driving.
I feel like he's...
He should
be who spun there earlier on, or was it his teammate?
Not sure.
It was one of the altitude cars which crashed there earlier.
Do you know, I never, ever in these league races see people using traction kill. They always just do, you know, Austin Powers, or they drive like that. Like.
Oh no, Vista's had an issue. Well, he could use maybe that now, but he should have enough turning circle, to be fair.
Oh.
He was having a very tight battle, wasn't he, Vist, with Saunders?
With...
No, it wouldn't have been Saunders.
No, I'll find it.
Roderick?
No, it wasn't
Dennison?
Roderick.
Pasha? I'll just say all the names.
Reese.
Oh. It was Saunders. It was V Saunders, sorry, my bad.
That's right. It wasn't distracting you saying every other name in the event, though. At all.
I think we've got the replay now of that.
Okay.
So this is Saunders.
Oh, we've seen that.
Well,
that's a repeat of the beginning.
It may have been for Reese earlier on as well. Oh, wow.
And this is Vist. Oh, yeah, that's why the Audi was vetoed off our team. Just things like that popping up during the race. The rear coming round.
Ubithi's going to be passed by Schilling here.
Yeah.
Schilling up into P6. Strange one for Ubithi. He looked quite confident in that P6 for the first stint, but it just seems like that pit stop sequence put him under a lot of pressure, and then has not had the pace in the second stint. Here comes your Tortoise as well. You can just see him in the mirror. I'm very close to an overtake.
Yeah, Schilling's done great. Up 5 positions, P6. Very strong race for him. You have to remember his I rating almost puts him in Pro-Am. I mean, actually, he is lower I rated than the top 3 in Pro-Am. So, yeah, shout out to him. Looking very strong.
Yeah, he was Pro for round 1, and he was the one promotee into the pros.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he's looking fast.
Because I think he finished like P4 in the first race, so couldn't have him staying around in the proms.
Okay, note to self, do well in the first ARL race.
You were solidly in pro, right?
I was,
Yep.
yes.
Did we have Pro-Am back then?
I think there were 3 classes, yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't like P-Cup Pro, it was GT3 Pro, you know, where you was, 3.5 to 5K sort of range. I'm almost 6K, I'm like 50 away.
Sure.
It's tough out there. It's taken me a year to go to 5.8 to 5.9 though. Tough out there. Well, obviously there's been some ups and downs in between. I didn't just take that long to get 100 iron, but I lost a lot.
So if you did the maths, do you think you could go on for like 100 years and you'd only be at 5,999?
I don't see how if I got to 6.5, how I would go any higher. I know my limit in GTs especially. I'm at my limit now. Really, that sort of range, 5.9 to 6.5. I think that's, yeah, it would have to be my day, my track, my prep, good set just to hang on to that. So yeah, I just don't see how I'd ever get 7.
Oh dear. Come on, guys. And this is for the lead in the Pro-Am. Well, between the leader of the Pro-Am and Lobet Delgado, but De Molina is right on the tail, so there could be a swap. Oh man, these guys are furious with one another, it looks like.
Yeah, we maybe missed an instant earlier on. Or Lebet is like, I'm a pro, move out the way, Pro-Am, but the Pro-Am's like, no,
Well,
you're slow, I'm going past.
Well, yeah, Moller did just overtake him, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, awful lap for Delgado that last time around. He did a 19.3. That's nearly 2 seconds slower than the leaders and about 1 second slower than the drivers who he's racing against.
But yeah, that was some weird driving from Lebet on the straight, that's for sure. Oh, Wist is battling with Marlin Schwab.
A lot has been going on with Wist.
Has, yeah. Simple, he's fast, but he's out of position, so we're going to see a lot of him. It's like Daniel Neo, who dropped to those positions. He's got himself right back there. As I said, I don't know if he was going to get Philip. I know you said top 4, but it's, I mean, just catching Philip's one thing. How's he going to pass him? Oh, Lucas is in the pits. Do we assume this is a drive-through?
I think that's a very good shout. Yep.
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 Drive-through.
Well, of all the circuits to get a drive-through, this one's a good one. Probably only about, in these cars, you're probably only going to lose about 12 seconds by taking the drive-through.
Yeah, I mean, plus the speed up the hill, remember that? You
Sure.
come out so slow.
Another second whacked onto that.
So Chris Van Den Esse came out pits, what, about 1.1 ahead. He's now 1.9 ahead, but looking by Anders' pit stop, Anders, sure, he was going for the lead jump, but he fueled to the situation where he has to heavy save to the end anyway. But it secured him a nice tasty P2. He'll be very happy. He qualified 5th. And yeah, Chris has been completely unchallenged. He wasn't challenged in qualifying. He was certainly not challenged in T1. And then he led by 1.5 seconds. Neo caught up, and then Neo caused an accident. Then the gap's been comfortable for the last hour. Wow, we've only got 4.5 minutes left to go. Where's the time gone?
We're used to the 3-hour races now, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is a sprint for us.
This is a
at this
sprint
point.
race. Okay, so our class leaders, Chris Van Den Esse, unchanged, obviously. David Muller, unchanged since claiming it from the last victim. And Aaron Broderick with an insurmountable lead in... Wow. Yeah, Fowler really has fallen off that gap. Looking very strong. Lots of Fords out there. It's a car that's gone down well. Sales-wise, I think. I think iRacing going to be very happy. It's almost like we were asking for a new Ford for the last, since I've been on
Do you think
iRacing.
that's their strat with the McLaren? Where they're like, well, if we release it in 2028,
Nah.
then the sales will be phenomenal.
I think the McLaren's like the Aston. If we were going to get it, we would have got
Right,
it.
yeah, that's my mentality as well. Like, I'm not holding out any hope.
Nah.
Saying that, yeah, like, yeah.
I'm pretty, yeah.
It's not like a new idea of being like, hang on, should we get the McLaren G? You know what?
That's a new car, yeah.
What did you say? The what?
Yeah,
We've got the
exactly.
Mercedes already. What's the McLaren?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not waiting for one. This is the battle, of course, for P6. Schilling, of course, making that move a couple of laps ago, half a second clear of B3. And you taught us, whilst B3 has a small draft ahead of him, will find it very tricky to go up a place himself in his familiar Porsche. Big fan of the Porsche. Yutortus has raced in several seasons of ARA Porsche Cup, won the Pro-Ams, I think, back in about season 8 or so. Yeah, and stuck with the German manufacturer for this series as well. But the three of them all separated by about 0.4 of a second, so not going to be any changes of position heading into Lake Coombe, with just a couple more laps of this race to go. Still Denniston only just ahead of Plesher for 16th place. Broderick comfortably out in the lead of the AMS. Looks like Fowler's going to hold on for the second place in the AMS.
Muller and
where's
Lebet?
Delgado? Just a blink.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Wondered what was going on.
These guys are actually a little bit more spread out. Doesn't seem like De Molina's quite being able to put the same amount of pressure on Delgado that Moller was able to.
Yeah, Delgado's having some internet issues by the looks of it.
Did you ever feel like, because of course this event very nearly didn't happen, did you have many events like that in terms of an hour beforehand you're not quite sure whether it's going to happen or not? Do you think it changes like the preparation at all going into the event?
Well, obviously I've streamed over, say, 1,400 officials, let alone the community races, and so on the streaming side, I have had so many hundreds of races in my years where streaming equipment's gone wrong, or cameras have gone wrong, or the streaming PC won't turn on, and that's just
when you win, isn't it? Like you got 100% winning record when the stream breaks.
No, I do not race off stream, mate. It's so what I'm saying is I've had a lot of events where it's gone down to the wire, where like I'm half doing quali and I'm half plugging in wires and trying to get cameras working, and had a Fanatec wheelbase issue once where I had like 6 people in voice, all dedicating their time and effort to try and get my wheel done in the next few minutes.
Sure.
Stuff like that in the past, but not on the white flag. But no, not in the sense, I mean, all this iRacing going down thing, this is a very new thing, right? I know we've had special event issues in the past where registering has been an issue. I had that at Petit Le Mans, we didn't actually get registered, unfortunately. But that was just, you know, old iRacing things like.
Wow, Ibithi might be able to get past right at the end.
Yeah, it's
Did
gonna
not
be a good
expect
battle.
this to happen. Schilling holding on, but Ibithi, who has had that P6 for the vast majority of this race, I think he's going to get ahead, much better speed on the outside of Malmesy, and he is past.
Yeah, respectful racing there. Very nice to see.
And your Tortoise might go with him as well.
Yeah.
But he's just pushed it a little bit too hard. Couldn't carry the mid-corner speed. And I think Schilling should be safe in P7 as long as he's not slowing due to the fuel. But it really looked like that was a one-way battle with Schilling getting more and more confident.
I mean, your Tortoise
BT
does
dropping back.
look like he feel like he can get this done. So yeah, Schilling's going to have to bring his A game now.
Just a few more corners for these trials to go. Van der Nesse has backed off on this last lap. The gap was up to about 1.9 seconds, but it's back down to less than a second, 9/10 even, by gaining slightly on the straight. But Chris Van der Nesse, who took pole position at Daytona and converted it into a race 1 victory, he took pole position in this race.
Delgado ahead of Mark Hutchinson.
Delgado's got ahead of Hutchinson. But it's out in the lead. Van der Nesse with
Excellent
a
win.
second race win of the season. I think it's his first 75-minute race win as well. And it brings himself right into championship contention. There is a spin in the
Hutchinson's
background.
having problems. Aaron Broderick has just passed Hutchinson.
Hutchinson
He's
could
losing
be
2 positions.
underfueled.
Maybe, yeah, he's lost 2 positions so far.
He did have a very quick pit stop did Hutchinson earlier on. And he's already lost out to Delgado and Broderick.
Broderick, yeah. Daniel
Dennison is
Dennison,
the
only
next.
4-5 tenths behind.
David Moller, he's going to finish in P11 overall. De Molenaar managed to get very close in these latter stages, but it won't quite be enough to be able to beat David Moller, who gets a very welcome strong result. It has not been the season he wanted for one of our favourites in the Pro-Am Championship, but that will certainly give him some belief that he could start pulling back the points in the second half of the season. Broderick will finish in 14th place, and some of the drivers have come into the pits on the last lap trying to serve a penalty. Engel is round as well. What was going on there? But Dennison and Plesher, they tried to serve the drive-through on the last lap, but that's not how it works. You cannot serve it in the pit lane on the last lap. They will get a 40-second post-race penalty and will fall down the standings.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Mark there at the end. Like you say, maybe fuel, but then...
Mark Hutchinson spun out of no-name, apparently. That's why he lost the places.
Oof. Tyres just gave up on him, it seems. Great race. Dominant wins there in Pro and Am, and Pro-Am has just been... Muller was the one who didn't blow his race.
Yeah, well, I think 4 different leaders in
Yeah.
the end. I'd say the first 2 had a very good chance at taking the race victory, particularly a Bayer after that fantastic qualifying lap. But in the end, a good fight between Moller and De Molenaar, 2 of the most confusing names on the grid. Aaron Broderick saying was so tight on fuel at the end. Did not matter. Aaron, congratulations. You did win the amateurs. And of course, do feel free to come up and having a chat with us as well in the interviews. But let's have a look at the final standings then for our drivers. Van der Nesse winning out by 7 tenths ahead of Telman, Ansor and Nie. I won't go through all the names. Moller was top of the Pro-Ams ahead of De Molenaar, and Broderick was well clear of the amateurs. He was leading that category. Russ Fowler just about held on to P2 in the amateurs. Livingston, I think, maybe lost a little bit of time during the pit stop, and that was what Fowler needed, really, because Livingston did look faster throughout the race. But that's a fantastic result there from Russ Fowler. He's gained 14 places and finishing 21st overall. It was actually Schwab and Backel in 4th and 5th in the amateurs. And just a few retirees in the end. Hedgecock, Sentance, Sidor, Eaton, Kleinecht and Hodgson never took the starts.
Yeah, obviously the lap 1 calamities claimed, at least 4 or 5 drivers, unfortunately. Could have been worse. It looked worse. It looked like it was going to be 10 to 12, but it's tough out there. It was tricky. Brilliant race from everyone, though. Pit stops were fire. Lap times were amazing. Consistency was on point, and the battles were respectful. So I really enjoyed that.
Definitely. Let's have a see if anyone has come and chat with us. Of course, we will be hosting the Apex as well a little bit later on. So after this stream ends, do make sure to watch that. But we've got a chance to chat with Marlin Schwab, who joins us now. And Marlin managed to finish in P4 in the amateur category. Congratulations, Marlin. That's a really strong result for yourself. And a good battle, it seemed like, between lots of drivers. Just outside that top 20, it seemed very close.
Yeah, it did. I had a great battle with Max, but unfortunately we had a little incident just before the race started, which made the car a bit unstable, but could manage to drag it to the pits and went in a bit earlier, so I could change tires, and it was quite okay after that.
And how has sorts of the Spa prep been going this week? I assume that you're racing in the 24 hours tomorrow. How confident are you about
that? I'm not racing in the 24 as I'm gonna go to holidays tomorrow. but my teammates are, and I'm gonna watch them race, and I hope they do well. But I did do a lot of spa practice and was a bit scared that we're not gonna race tonight, but it turned out pretty good.
Yes, we were all a bit concerned about that one, but yeah, very pleased that we were able to continue on the race as we'd planned. The next round of the championship is Nürburgring. That's the GP circuit. That'll be next week. That will actually be the B format, so we've got the 2 races. Of course, you've raced in the 2-race format last week, and of course the 1-race format the other week. Which one would you say that you're preferring so far?
Definitely the 2-race format, as it's, I think, a bit more chill. And you don't have to do that stuff with strategy, which makes it way easier.
Yes, absolutely. It's all about the pace when it comes to those sprint races. And best of luck for yourself on that one. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely my teammates, my spotter who helped me with this race, but especially my parents. I'm only 14 years old, so it's quite hard to afford stuff like that and to be racing for such a long time already. And they're just making it possible for me to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for having a chat with us, Marlon. And we'll see you back next week.
Yep. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Marlon Schwab there, managing to get P4 in the amateurs. Whenever I've had interviews in the past, and obviously got a fair few good results, so I've had to be dragged up.
Yeah, you're so humble because you've never mentioned one of them.
No, never. Better make amends for that. But yeah, my parents always complain that I don't thank them.
Oh yeah,
so...
I don't think I've ever thanked my parents. That's a good point. I think you've interviewed me before when you were actually broadcasting and I was racing.
Yeah. And you called out your parents. It was a remarkable thing where you were slagging them off completely. It was.
I think I was angry they didn't get me.
crazy.
They were like, no, you shouldn't be gaming at a young age.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
now that's what I do for a living.
Sure.
All right.
I told
shall
you,
we-
Mum.
Yeah, I told you.
Dad.
Told you. Right, I'm going to bring up Anders Meyer. Hello, Anders. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, mate. Congratulations on a great race. Solid P2. Obviously, what you qualified 5th. There was some happenings at the start that probably broke that draft train, but you must be happy, mate. Excellent pace, great consistency. I think you have the DHL Pit Stop Fastest Award. So how did the race go?
Yeah, thank you. To be honest, I'm not really that happy because I felt already from qualifying, I messed up my first lap, which was probably my best one. So yeah, it started there, and then there was some incidents in the beginning that I earned some places on, which was good. And then I was just behind Danny in his draft, and then he had his accident, and I lost a couple of seconds to Chris, and from there I just felt like I did so many mistakes. This car was so difficult to drive. I'm not gonna say anything more about the car, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, every corner was a struggle. The car tried to kill me several times, and at some point I wanted to kill that as well. But yeah, I managed to save fuel, and in the end I think it was a good result considering. But yeah, I annoyed at myself for doing so many small mistakes here and there.
Gotcha, yeah. It was a great run from Chris. I mean, credit where credit's due. He seemed to control the race from the mark. Obviously, there was the accident and then Neo's spin, but how was his pace out there? Did you ever think you had an opportunity?
To be fair, no. He was really strong at this track, so it's hard to say. If I had his draft after Danny's accident, maybe I could have saved even more. I was so close to saving another lap. I think I was. Yeah, I think I was I had 1.9 laps remaining or something when I crossed.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's hard to say. That Porsche wood is so good in the middle part of the track. I maybe had him on the straights, but the acceleration he has out of T1 and stuff, you know, it's hard to keep up with that car. So I think Chris would have had it anyways.
And no Eric Rousseff, was it missing from today?
Yeah, he's at a party. Same as he was not last time, but the time before. So.
So you're calling him out. Too many parties. That's it. Are you doing the 24 tomorrow, mate? Tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I don't know. It's not many guys in the Ford section of our team really wanted to do it. Me and Eric talked about it, but after tonight's race, I don't feel like driving the Ford here for 24 hours. So I'm gonna enjoy the sun tomorrow and do something else, I think.
Nice. Well, not the race you wanted, but I think a solid result in the Ford P2 after qualifying P5. You, I think you drove a great race. So yeah, congrats. Is there anything anyone like to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my team. They put out with me even though I'm complaining the whole race. And obviously, thanks to Ford Norway for supporting us. It's so cool to have a manufacturer so interested in sim racing. Thanks to SimiCube, CarX Todeno, and to Apex for another amazing race, and you managed to pull it through even though iRacing has some problems. So thanks to you guys.
Cheers, Anders. Again, congratulations. I'll see you next week.
Yes.
The week after, whenever it is. Yeah. Cheers, man.
Yeah. Sometimes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anders Meyer there, your second place finisher tonight. Let's have a chat with our third place finisher in the AM, Simon Andre Livingston, who joins us now. Simon, congratulations on that one. Seemingly was a race-long battle between you and Russ for that second place in the amateurs.
Yeah, I think I lost that one in the pits. I went too far, so I had to back up. And when I came out, I saw he was then 2 seconds ahead, but I catched up in the end, but the race was too short, man. I was saving tires all the race, and I wanted to take him at the end, but yeah, didn't work out for me.
Yeah, it did look like that was the case. It looked like you really closed up before the pit stop, and then yeah, when you were a few seconds back, I was a bit confused. But yeah, maybe a couple more laps and you could have had him. How was it when it came to the tires? I mean, what was your strat in the pit stop? Did you take 2 tires to freshen them up, or did you not touch them?
No, I didn't take any tires. I tried the whole race just to try to not make the car slip, but the Ford is really slippery around there. I think I almost spun 3 times in the no-name corner, so strategy-wise, not too optimal, but I went for no tires. I felt like the tires was good for the majority of the race when I was maintaining my pace, so yeah.
And next up, we head to Nürburgring. I feel like it's a circuit that we don't necessarily visit that much anymore, but I think one of the official series is going there. I think it's GT Sprint is going there next week. You looking forward to that circuit?
Yeah, I have been struggling a lot with that circuit, but as of lately I've found some pace in it, but that was in the Ferrari, so it will be a challenge to find pace in the Ford, but we will work in Racing Lab just to find pace and see what it will end up with being results-wise, so I'm looking forward to it. I always love sim racing, so.
Excellent. Well, that is what we want to hear. Simon, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
David Samsoid for being a cool streamer and a cool broadcast guy.
What? Appreciate it, man.
And lastly, my team and my teammates and Asetec Sim Gear for supporting our team.
Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Simon, and we'll see you back next week.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you, bye.
Wow.
I think your ego is big enough, isn't it?
No, I'll take that as a race win for me. What the hell? Oh. Right, Chris Van Den Esse. I'll speak to our pro leader. Hello, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
Hello, yeah.
Hello. Congratulations on a dominant, unchallenged pole and run from lap 1 to the end win. Tell me about it. How did it go?
Well, I wouldn't say it was easy.
No, I
sure.
didn't suggest it was easy for sure.
But I mean, it was a pretty interesting race. I mean, the start itself was also really interesting with how much room they gave me. So I was just able to take the apex and pull away like 1.5 seconds. But they were just so close in the draft and closing in, so I had to lift and coast a little bit to save fuel because they were saving fuel as well. So it was mainly a strategy game from that point. And the point when Danny crashed into the back of me and had a little spin was, I think, the turning point where I just got a gap and I managed to keep it. Because I think the pace between me and Anders was just like almost identical. So if you just have the gap, then it just stays the same.
Yeah, was you surprised about his pit stop being about 1.1 second quicker? Because I think he actually came out of net like 1.1 behind you, and after the gap you had built, was you quite surprised, or was you expecting it?
No, not really. I mean, I had Mauro as well, and he told me he had 2 liters of fuel more than I did, so I knew I was gonna have a little difficulty coming out of the pits. But I also didn't want to risk underfueling or anything, so it all ended up in good in the end.
And your start, the pull away. I mean, was you surprised were they just napping, or were they doing officials and are used to the endurance layout? Talk me through it, because you seem to come out of T1 like with a second clear, over a second clear, and then obviously there was the instant up Radion.
Well, when the pace car went off when we drove the formation lap, I already saw they were leaving quite big gaps. So
okay.
I didn't want to go too close to the pace car, and in the chicane he just fully he didn't go alongside me, and he just left more than a car switch on the inside. So I just went ahead and took the apex and accelerated right out, and yeah, no way they're gonna catch me. And then
yeah, must have felt like Christmas at Spa with trying to break the draft, and you didn't have to. And then, I mean, Neo looked rapid. Am I wrong? I mean, he looked. I don't know if he was in a fuel save, but his 1 lap pace looked monstrous compared to most of the pace out there. Is that something you noticed?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Mercedes here in general is really good as well. But yeah, his pace was amazing. Like I was surprised to get the pole position, because in practice I wasn't really confident because I saw all the Mercedes up front. So I knew it was going to have to be a challenge. But I believe he gave me a tow for my pole lap as well, so that's nice.
Was it 16.5 you managed? Mega, man, that's mega. That's it's really impressive. Are you doing the 24?
Yep, in the Audi this time, so gonna have to adjust to that a little bit.
Nice. I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks ago we were racing each other in officials. You actually beat me, and I was in the OP car, and you was in the Porsche. I couldn't believe it.
I saw. I was expecting you to be a little bit faster, but
yeah. So was I.
Maybe some practice, right?
Maybe some practice, yeah. All right, we're brilliant talking to Chris, and again, congratulations on the win. I think that's 2 wins in a row. Was it a double race last time, and you won the first one?
Yeah, I won the first one. Yeah.
Now that must give you a good feeling. Nerb, next week, a track you're strong at?
All right. Usually I would say no, but I think we can get a good result there. The Porsche is pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Chris, congratulations on the wins. Anyone like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Tim Matske from Maniti, who, like me and Mauro, have been training with him, improving our driving styles, and it seems to be paying off now, with Mauro also getting a great P2 result in Pro-Am.
Excellent. All right, brilliant job, Chris, and I'll see you for the next race, mate. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Cheers.
Well, I think that will probably be our last interview, because we have got the late Apex coming up in just 10 minutes, which you should definitely tune in for. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up then for this broadcast from the Apex Racing TV esports studio. Of course, if you have enjoyed this broadcast, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to Apex Racing TV, check out our social medias as well on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and yeah, do make sure to tune in for all our future broadcasts as well, including Rick Moon Tech, which is back on Monday night. We've got Porsche Cup on Wednesday night, Super Formula Lights on Thursday. We've got this coming back as well next Friday, and of course in a couple of weeks' time we'll have the next round of Abruzzi ARL Endurance as well. So do make sure to tune in for all of that. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, we will say goodbye, and we will see you back next week at Nürburgring.
Ciao, ciao.